Hi everyone, Angela here with Jessica's Tunisian Crochet Graphghan Boutique, and we are talking about solid color sides on a regular crochet mosaic piece. The standard method that you will see results in this alternating color up your side. So you've got orange, white, orange, white. I'm calling the orange my main color, and that is the color I want as my side, all the way up on both ends. So there is a way to do this, and it takes just a couple simple adjustments and just learning to do a standing double crochet. So the first thing you'll notice here is that this, which is my contrast color, it's not the color I want on my edges. So what I'm doing is when I start my row with my contrast color, instead of doing a standard single crochet where I would go under both these loops and just do a standard single crochet, I'm only using that back loop. This is a very familiar technique in Mosaic, but it's not generally used on your edge stitches. Usually for your edge stitches, you would go under both and just do a standard single crochet. In this case, because I need this loop to be able to cover up the white, all of my contrast color rows, which in this case is my white, are done using the back loop only as your first stitch. So now that I've got that set up and I've got that open front loop, I'm going to go ahead and put my loop on my hook. So I just made a slip knot, and I am going to pinch this loop. I don't want it to move, and since we're not anchored to anything, it's going to have a tendency to roll. I'm going to yarn over and pin that second loop. Now I have 2 loops on my hook, which is what you need for your double crochet. You are going to go ahead and pick up this front bar, the front loop from that row below, which is 2 rows below. So if I'm working in row 10, this would be in row 8. I am going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And now I have a standing double crochet. That allows me to go ahead and continue working this row in the pattern. And as you can see, this side is now nice and covered, and I no longer have that white stitch there. So this is your standard method. This is the modified method, which gives you that solid color up the side. In Jessica's patterns, you will typically see the standard method considered method 1, and the alternate method, method 2, which gives you the solid side. Now the nice thing about this is that when you get to your end, I know that you have to cut your yarn, yarn over and pull through. And not only does that give you that staggered color edge if you're working a standard single crochet as your last stitch, but one thing I have noticed in my work, and maybe it's just me, however, it does seem to be a pattern, is that you see this kind of staggered edge. So you've got the white, the orange, the white, and it just kind of looks like there's a little bit of a divot there because you're not getting a nice solid line up this edge. So this method, you're also making sure that your very last stitch of the row is a back loop only single crochet. Again, typically in a lot of patterns, you're going to see this as a regular single crochet, picking up both the front and the back loop. In this method, you want to just pick up the back loop with whichever color you are not using as your side, and that will give you this front loop right here that you can work with. So we are going to make our last stitch a double crochet using that front loop from 2 rows below. And as you can see, not only does that give you a nice cover up, but it straightens out this edge. So now you've also got a nice straight edge on this side as well. I hope this tutorial has been helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe. Check out our other videos on YouTube, and feel free to join us at Tunisian Crochet Graphghan Boutique on Facebook. Thanks, and have a great day.